Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to a video on calculating percentages of. So we're making a series of videos on percentages. I wanted to show you today how we do percentages the easy way. Okay, now this in itself is going to be a series of small mini videos. First of all, we're going to start off with calculating common percentages. Can you come over there? Wrong place. Just give me a moment, please. Just get the student to sit in the correct position. Let's go there, my chair. Okay. Sit down there, pull the chair out. Oh, my stuff out of the way. Okay, right. In this video here, I'm going to call the percentage of. Okay. Video 1 on that. Okay, we are joined here with my student Amina. Okay, so we're going to be looking at I'm going to call these our common percentages, or percentages that we use more often than the others. Now, when we're going to be doing our normal questions on working percentages, the numbers will be made up of a number bonds of 1, multiples of 1, and multiples of 10. We'll show you how to work these two out as well in a nice and straightforward way. Okay, now when we look at 1%, 1% means 1 per 100, 1 out of 100. Now, if we want to work out 1/100th of something, Amina, what do we do? To work out 100 of something, we divide by 100. Excellent. And dividing by 100 is one of the world's most easiest things to do. We divide by 100, we get our decimal place. And we move 2 places to the left. I don't know if that's going to show up on the video or not. I'll do it in black. Okay, 2 places left. Okay, if we're dealing with a whole number, put the decimal point at the end and move that 2 places to the left. Okay, so 1% of any item means 1/100th of the item. To work out 1/100th of an item, we divide by 100. Okay, now 10%. So 10% means 10 per 100. So 10% means 10 out of 100. Okay. Now, 10%, 10 out of 100, what does that simplify down to? Divide that by 10, divide that by 10, that will give us 1/10. So when you got 10% off, you got 1/10 off the item. So now we need to think, you now got to work out 10%, which is a tenth of something. To work out 1/10, we divide by 10. Good. Okay, dividing by 10 again. If the number's got zeros at the end of it, you just remove 1 0. If it's a whole number without zeros, move the decimal point 1 place. So we can get the decimal point and move it 1 place to the left. Okay? If the whole number is zeros, remove 1 0 from the end. Okay, next we have 25%. 25%, you go to a lot of sales, 25% off. You hear that a lot. 10% off in smaller sales, 25%. What does 25% actually mean? Let's have a look. 25% is 25 per 100. 25 out of 100. Okay? 25 out of 100, if we simplify that, what will that give us? So we divide top and bottom by 25, which is the highest common factor of 2500, the biggest number that will divide into 2500, which is a quarter. So now, 25% as a fraction simplifies down to a quarter. So 25% off means a quarter of the item. How would you work out a quarter of something, Mina? We would divide by 4. Excellent, well done. When you divide by 4, two ways of dividing by 4, quick ways. Divide by 4, you can halve it and halve the number again. You divide by 2 twice, you do that mentally as well. Or you go for this, grab it, the bull by the horns and divide it by 4 in one go, and your number will go into there. So you do bust up method to divide by 4. Mental method, halve it again. That's the same as divide by 4. Okay. Right, 50%. How do you work out 50%? Well, 50% is equal to 50 divided by 100. Okay, well, we have 50 divided by 100. Okay, now what can we do with the 50 and the 100? Can we simplify that? So we divide that by 50. I think we're going to go for the video. No, we are still in the video. Good. 50 divided by 50, 100 divided by 50. That'll give you a half. Okay? So 50%, when you go to a sale, a big sale, 50% off. 50% off means half price, basically. Because 50% refers to half price. So when you're working at a half of something, we have to divide it by 2. Now, what is the technique for dividing by 2? Put the number here, halve it. Either halve it mentally or halve it using the bust up technique. Okay, so what we looked at now today in this introductory video is what is 1%, has 10%, 25% and 50%. 1% is a hundredth of something, so you divide by 100. 10% is a tenth, so we divide by 10. 25% is divided by 4. And 50% is divided by 2. Okay, have you got all that down in your notes? Okay, that's the introduction. Now we're going to do some questions. I'm going to move the camera down and we'll do some questions right underneath here and see how that goes. Okay, so we're going to calculate 1% of 600. We're going to calculate 10% of 48. We're going to calculate 25% of 620. And then 50% of 880. Okay, when we do these calculations, let's have a look. Now, okay, I think I need to move the camera down now. Okay, yes, we do need to move the camera down. Alright. Okay. Oops. Move the camera down a bit. I think that will do us nicely there. So we said 1% of 600. 1% means divide by 100. So we got 600, we divided by 100. Okay, we've got loads of zeros here, that's nice. So you remove 2 zeros when you divide it by 100, so that'll give you 6. Let's double check that's still on the video. Lovely. So that number is a nice number to work out 1% of. 1% means divided by 100. When you do 600 divided by 100, you remove 2 zeros and that gives you 6. Okay, next one, 10% of 48. So we need to, according to the technique, we need to divide by 10. So 48 divided by 10. Let's just see if all of that's on there. That's lovely, beautiful. Okay, now in the number 4 here, do you have any zeros that we can get rid of? No. Do you have a decimal point? No. Well, actually, yes we do. You say, it's like an invisible one. The decimal point is at the end of a whole number. That's where it lives. So we put the decimal point in ourselves, we move the decimal point one place back to the left, drop it down, and that word which I've used quite often in this lesson is copy. Copy the numbers down. Copy the 4 under the 4, copy the 8 under the 8, and we're done. Done that? Happy with that? Okay, 25% of 620. We're going to go grab the bull by the horns and just go straight for the divide by 4 technique. So 620 divided by 4, because 25% is a quarter. To work out a quarter of something, we divide by 4. How many groups of 4 can I make from 6? So you have 6 friends, you put them into groups of 4. How many groups will you make? 1, and how many students will you have left over? 2. Put the 2 with the next number. So you've got 22 friends. You want to put them in groups of 4 for a game. How many groups of 4 can you make from 22? So in the 4 times table, 4 times by 5 is 20. That's the closest one. You can't go above, but you can go slightly below, that's okay. So 4 and 20 is 5. How many, no remainder. 4 and nothing is nothing. So that gives you an answer of 150, and we are done. So we worked out 1%, worked out 10%, worked out 25% and 50%. 50% of 80, we divide by 2. Bus stop technique. Okay, divided by 2. And the number is 880. So how many groups of 2 can you make from 8, Amina? 4. How many groups of 2 can you make from the other 8? Another 4. Because 2 times by 4 is 8. How many groups of 2 can you make from nothing? Nothing. That's the end of our basic lesson, or should we say our video number 1, just introducing you the concept of percentages using a technique that you might not learn in school. You might learn the traditional technique where you have 1 over 100 times by the number. I decided to show you this method. This method I've used a lot with my students over the last 20 years, and they've found this method more easy to learn than the traditional method I learned myself at school. This is a method I learned from my head of maths when I was teaching in school. Okay, 1%, 10%, 25%, 50% technique, questions done, and hopefully please join us back on video number 2 when we will look at how to work out 30%, 40%, 50%, 70%, and then going on to work out VAT 17.5% maybe in video number 3. Until then, assalamu alaikum, inshallah see you in the next video.